How would you react if I described you as a creative person? Would you accept it? Or would you object? Everyone is born with creativity. As a child, it's in our nature to be curious, explore how to express ourselves, and most importantly, to try things over and over again. I mean, just look at a toddler learning to walk. They fall over like a gazillion times just to get back up and try again. Eventually, they learn. At least I've never seen someone just quit and lay there until they grow up and it starts to become a quite disturbing behavior. The curiosity to explore the world around them are greater than the failures. Also, when we're kids, we mostly get cheered on when we try new things and try to learn. I don't know why, but that cheerleading squad seems to quiet down over the years. I guess we better learn to cheer for ourselves. Anyway, if you're someone that doesn't feel very creative or wouldn't generally describe yourself as a creative person, I have quite a simple trick for you. When you see someone doing something that sparks your interest and you think to yourself, wow, that's so cool, find a way to do that thing yourself. Here's how I see it. If I want to be a person who does a certain thing, I need to be doing those things. It's really not more complicated than that. But of course, as humans, we tend to come up with a boatload of crappy reasons not to do things. For example, it seems too expensive. What if I'm not good at it? What would people think? Other people are way better than me at this. Now, it's easy to get a smidge annoyed and think, what the fuck, brain? I want to be creative and have more fun in my life. Why do you fuck me up like this? But our minds don't do this to screw with us. It does it to protect us. At least it thinks that's what it's doing. By saving you from taking risks like making a fool out of yourself, risking emotional vulnerability, or being excluded from the group. It's basically like your primal part of your brain is trying to save you from getting yourself killed. So, how do we work around this? Well, therapy, I guess, but I'm gonna share how I work on this. Let's start with "it seems expensive" excuse. Just start by opening up Google and do a couple of searches to find out what the thing you want to do actually would cost you. Don't make assumptions that you can't afford it or that it would be unreasonable to buy supplies to try yourself. If it turns out to be true, think about how you could go about either saving up some cash or maybe get to do it cheaper. Keep focus on your growth mindset and problem solve. Just because your first idea or your first action plan didn't work out doesn't mean it's impossible. The "what if I'm not good at it" excuse. There's just one way to say this. You'll probably suck. Especially if it's your first time trying something. Of course you'll be crappy at it. Expect that you will. I used to worry all the time about being bad about stuff and making a fool out of myself. Worrying that things I paint would be ugly, getting stuck with the snowmobile, not knowing the answer to all the questions when speaking in front of people, and so on. If it's any consolation, this is so common. What I did to work on this is I started asking myself, why do I do this? Why do I do the thing? And I realized that most often having the answer to this why question helps giving me the courage and give less fucks about what other people think. When I want to try a new creative outlet that I've never done before, I think about why I want to do it. Because it looks like fun. And in the future, I want to be a person who does things like this. With that as my context, it's not important if anyone else thinks that what I create is ugly or not. Or if it's the right way to do it or not, if it's the right technique, or if it makes me look cringe, or whatever. I got to experience doing the thing, and now I know if I liked it, if it was fun, and if I want to continue doing it because it brings fun and creativity into my life. Or if it just sucked, if it looked fun but wasn't fun at all. The "what would people think" excuse. This one ties together a lot with the "what if I'm not good at it" excuse. When you get more into practicing a growth mindset and get clear on why you do these creative things, what other people think about it gets less and less important. You need to practice your creativity for you, not for random haters on the internet. And I know this sounds so cliché and so simple, but the reason it's repeated over and over again as advice for this, because something is simple in theory, it could be way more difficult to implement in real life, and this is one of those things. It's also something that you have to continue practicing all the time. It's not just, one time and done kind of thing. The other people are way better than me at this excuse. Again, yeah, they most likely are. At least if they've been doing it for a while and they've been doing the thing that you're trying to do for the first time longer than you. Or maybe they're just naturals at it. It happens too. But is that an actual reason to deprive yourself of having fun and be creative? Also, you need to remember that they, meaning other people, don't care about what you create. And you shouldn't care about their skill level either. Or your own. Just do. Personally, I see so many things all the time that look so fun and that I want to try. And I do try many things. And it's such a big part of my well-being. And I am convinced that allowing myself to try also gives my creativity a big boost. Every time I learn something, I've acquired knowledge about a medium or a technique that I'll probably have use for in the future. And I can merge all the things I've learned and all the creative outlets I try while making something new. Doing things makes you creative. Period. So go do them.